video blog. I totally forgot that I had planned to do video blogs during Launchpad, which is a shame because, as you can see if you look back at the last few posts, it went very detailed post, half a day, 3 days later, and then nothing. And I actually did the rest of day 2, and then, you know, when you're writing in WordPress and you think you've saved something and it hasn't, and then the airport's Wi-Fi takes you somewhere horrible. Anyway, long story short, I lost all my work on that blog post, which is very sad. But now I'm video blogging to you. And so hopefully I'll give you an overview of this awesome workshop, and I still want to write up each of the blog posts because it's a great way of taking my old-fashioned handwritten notes and turning them into something that at least I remember, and you might get some benefit out of it too. So yeah, Launchpad, the astronomy workshop for people who tell stories, was really, really good. Yeah, our instructors were really knowledgeable and friendly and helpful, and we had lots of really great conversations with them away from the classroom. They were incredibly available away from the classroom as well as within. Yeah, it was really good. Some of the big takeaways are just like the significance of spectra, which I've been banging on about a bit in my webcomic, as well as, you know, it got a very detailed write-up. It's filled me with this desire to find out more about the history of astronomy. It's amazing how people very long ago were so onto stuff, and you know, you kind of remotely know these stuff and you have these concepts, and then you're like, wow, like, you know, Galileo really is awesome, Newton is really amazing, and you know, and Kepler is really amazing, and I always want to understand the foundations of things, and I'm like, I cannot understand this formula if I cannot derive it from base principles, which might be hard with some of the Kepler-Newton mashups, but you know, we'll see if I have time and brains. I haven't done calculus or physics since year 11, so that will be interesting. We'll see how far I get with that. There might be later video blog posts just going, oh, I don't understand. Or not. Yeah, so, and I did not know, like, just how many women have been involved in astronomy, through, you know, anyway, and I don't have time to edit. I'm really sorry, this is going to be a bubbly, bloggy post. Yeah, there were lots of women who've been involved doing lots of meticulous observations and stuff like that, and graduate students who've been robbed of their Nobel Prizes and stuff like that. So, and just, yeah, the excitement of getting to know the cosmos. And there are these incredible apps these days that, you know, pulling up these apps, and there's one on iPad called Exoplanets, and just like looking through the Milky Way and tumbling these images through three-dimensional spaces, and it was, you know, anyone can look at these apps, and I encourage you to, but it was really nice to have a high level of literacy to bring to it, and, you know, on the flight back talking to Karen, oh look, like, this is, you know, all the exoplanets we've spotted are in this specific cone because that's where the Kepler telescope is looking, and so, like, knowing why that we have this density of information and what the different ways of finding exoplanets are, and appreciating the crazy volumes of scale, so that when, you know, there are exoplanets that we have found in other galaxies, just like how mind-bogglingly awesome that is, that they managed to spot this little transit of this exoplanet in another galaxy, and you know, it's just really exciting. So yeah, it was very good. Yeah, we covered a lot of subject material. Many of my Launchpad classmates have done blog posts of various, like, squishy, we went and interacted with human beings, to more technical ones like mine, where human beings are a bit more peripheral, which is really sad because there were so many excellent human beings at Launchpad. So anyway, this is just a quick, I'm sorry I haven't done all these write-ups, and I really want to, and there's so much on the plate coming up, and I should get ready for Worldcon. But yeah, of Lord Chad was really good, and you should go. And you know, if you are interested in telling stories and having science in it, and just, I think, you know, a lot of the, from all the research I've done, a lot of the kind of base concepts were interesting, but was stuff that I had kind of lightly touched on, but to get this deeper incorporated thing and have the information flow in a way that you're like, wow, we know this from spectra, we derive this, we look at the gravitational orbits. So I think it was really well constructed in terms of having a stronger sense of, rather than, oh, this is a cool thing that does this, but like, and having a stronger sense of the why, and having a stronger sense of the questions to ask and the search terms to use to get to better information. And that is, yeah, I feel like I have a good arsenal now for asking better questions and analysing what things mean and why we and why some telescopes are up in space and some are on the ground, and oh, I'm running out of words, I'm sorry. Anyway, it was really good, and this is my wall of love that was inspired by visiting Keith Baker's house, and just to remind you of how awesome people are. So it's got lots of cool things on it. I can't point all of them, but I recently had as a paper cream, and this is an old card from Tina Conley, but I put a mustache from a swag bag of love that I got from Tallahassee. So yeah, there are lots of cool objects of love on my wall from when people write letters to me and stuff. So anyway, I hope you, all 12 readers, watchers, are doing well and happy and awesome. I'm doing well. I'm hoping to have, I've been at high altitude, so I'm hoping all my hemoglobin will be at boosted levels and I will have more energy to get to all the stuff that I'm scared of doing. There's a lot on the to-do list. So much on the to-do list. Okay. Thank you and good night. And now it won't stop.